Okay, so uh, what made you want to get coaching?
Well, I think I want to work on graveyard.
You want to work on graveyard, like on
Yeah,
graveyard or
so
against it?
on it.
Okay. Um, let's see. Uh, where do you want to start with it? Like, or what are you having trouble with?
I'm just not really winning with it when I'm playing in challenges.
Really? Uh,
Yeah,
what versions are you playing at the moment?
I'm using the just like the splash yard with executioner, night witch, and knight.
Do you have baby dragon?
Yeah,
Okay, so you're using pretty standard. What are the problems that you're facing? Like when you're playing graveyard and it doesn't work, like what's happening?
I'm I'm just like getting punished on the other side for like doing a bad push and stuff like that.
Okay. So you're getting punished from going aggressive. That I mean, from my time as playing graveyard, like you don't really do very many graveyard pushes, but you do
Yeah,
like one, two that always work, just because of how strong the counter pushes are. It's a really just you got to be super super patient, and you got to look for the right kind of push to go.
yeah.
Let's see. Just gonna lower this. Uh, and are there any matchups that you're having trouble with, like in particular?
Not that I really noticed. Maybe mirror matchups.
All right. Do you have any replays that you can show me?
Um, no, but I can do like a live battle or something in the clan together.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this clan that I'm in. I'm gonna create a clan right now. Okay, so I created my clan, EsoPa coaching. Let's go ahead and join it. We can go into some live challenges.
Okay.
Close off this clan.
Okay, you ready?
Oh wait, crap. So with my emulator, no, it's not where to start. My friends list on the if you have too many people, it
Yeah.
doesn't like work right. On
Yeah.
the emulator, if I click on the friends tab and I am not on like a Facebook account that has lesser friends, it'll just like crash. So I need to restart this actually. Um, yeah.
Like,
Wait, what's up? You're kind of like cutting out. Trigger? Oops. Yeah,
hello.
yeah.
Okay.
Everything good?
Yeah, I just think my Wi-Fi went out.
All right.
I was saying you can just view me from like the clan list.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. So whenever you want to start,
Okay.
we'll go straight into it.
All right, I'm in.
Yep. So in general, I'll just be watching for like when do you push? How do you push? And like missed opportunities or maybe opportunities where you shouldn't be taking it.
Okay.
And you're also gonna probably meet a lot of counter matchups, like weird
Yeah.
matchups. So this is one right here. It's either this or it's Hog Lightning. That's very not seen as much right now.
So like, would I graveyard here?
I mean, just play as normal. Just play as normal. If I told you what to do right from the bat,
Yeah.
yeah, it kind of wouldn't help.
It's kind of a weird deck. 3 Musk and graveyard.
Yeah, it's very weird. But funnily enough, like it has both the cards that that you're gonna have trouble with. So no greater game to start off with. Your defense is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, in some places, I think you could probably help your defense a little bit more. But like when everything's just like normal, you're fine.
Oh, what the heck? Ah. Okay, do you want me to share the replay?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay.
I need you to play maybe two more,
Okay.
then we can go over it. Tell me when you're in the game.
I just started.
Okay.
Oh, he's got this deck.
You're fine against this. This deck is not very good.
Yeah, this deck's fun to play against.
They have one push and they just hope that it works.
Yeah.
Basically. I mean, just like the fact that this does kind of work, just is a testament to how strong Night Witch is.
Yeah, it's kind of hard against this deck with Baby Dragon, Tornado, Executioner.
Alright, one more. I'm hoping that you match up against 3 Muskie or against another graveyard.
Yeah.
Or even against Golem. Something that is known.
I think Golem you can beat pretty easily with this.
Mm-hmm.
There goes his graveyard counter. That could be Golem. Oh, what the heck?
He's running Lava Hound and this meta. Especially in a GC. I don't know.
Yeah. I could play another one.
I feel like he gets wrecked by everything that's being played.
Yeah. I don't know. Double minions against like Executioner and stuff. It's just...
Alright. Yeah, he can't do anything. Just I guess kill him. What sucks the worst for him is that he doesn't even have like a killing spell. He literally only has
Do you have no
arrows.
spell? Yeah.
Just arrows. There's no kill pressure.
I mean, if you had lightning, maybe you could like take out the Executioner or something.
Okay, since our so basically what I have from watching those 3 games is that second game and the third game were not really good to learn from.
Yeah.
It was just 2 easy matchups and meh. We might have to do more games, but before we go on to that, let's just like, since we can't go over the replays, I'm gonna go over the replay of the first one because I think that's like all right to learn from.
Yeah.
But we'll just talk about Graveyard, all right?
Okay.
Especially like the version that you're running. Let me build this one too. All right, so I think you have the general grasp of it. Like Graveyard is build up, like it's the strongest just defensive minded deck right now in the meta. You play card for the opponent, and if any one of those interactions gives you a counter card, then you probably want a graveyard off of that. That's like where you want a graveyard.
Yeah.
When you are forced to play a card and like let's say it gets damaged or something, and it's like no, how to say when a card is forced from you, probably on like low elixir, you don't want a graveyard off of that because it just will give them too much value, and you want to hold on to the graveyard. With this graveyard tornado, with this new graveyard tornado, like you are so defensive, and you have so many different like ways to stop pushes or to build up against pushes. Like other people, like the reason why people don't run giant graveyard against like anymore is because when they drop giant, you just have too many tools to just build up at the bridge, right? Like it's not to the extent of Splash Yard where you had Bowler and like you E-Wiz, like you always won the bridge battle, but it's like a toned down version of that, but better because like you have more cycle ability. Like you're in general you're like you don't just die if someone Splash Yard doesn't die either. How do I say this? I think you just have more control because you're more cycly, right? That's like your strength. Sure. But you retain the ability to like build up your units. When you build up units, that's when you graveyard. That's all it kind of comes down to.
Also, I was watching like your stream. I don't know if it was like yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But you said like you always like try to wait until I play a card first.
Yeah, with this one especially, it isn't always needed. I feel like in the graveyard versus graveyard matchups, the person who goes first probably loses or always gives up that advantage. Like time and time again, when I go first, they put down the card that is like good to stagger against it. Like I put Knight and they put Baby Dragon all the way to the back, or I put Knight and they put Night Witch, right? And it forces you to play a card, and then they play their card, and then they get off their graveyard push. And what happens is when the dust settles, your tower's at 1400, there's at 2500. In other matchups, it's not as brutal, but I like to wait with graveyard because graveyard rewards waiting, I think, above most other decks. Probably with like the exception of Golem. If you can like do that standoff with Golem, it's always better.
Yeah.
Okay. If you do have to go, the cards that you want to play are like you want to hold on to Executioner. You want to hold on to Night Witch, probably. If you have skeletons, always cycle skeletons. Like you don't have to hold them. Knight and Baby Dragon are fine to put down. The thing about Knight is that if you put Knight into the other lane, most likely you'll have defensive cards like Skeleton, Night Witch, and Tornado for the other lane. And if you put Baby Dragon, if they ignore your Baby Dragon and attack the other lane, that gives you an opportunity to graveyard off of Baby Dragon. Baby Dragon's like one of just like Baby Dragon and Night Witch are the best two cards in your deck to graveyard off of. In general. Baby Dragon is better played not at the bridge, but here, wait. I'm gonna share my screen with you, okay? So
okay.
Can you see my screen?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So when you Baby Dragon, there's two places where you want a Baby Dragon. You don't want a Baby Dragon at the bridge. You want a Baby Dragon here.
Wait, can you like center the game because I'm on mobile?
Oh, okay.
Like right there.
So it's a little bit small, right?
Yeah, there you go.
So you either put the Baby Dragon all with the corner at the back, if you play it as a first card or whatever, I don't know, setting up a push, or you play her like this. Okay. You play the card like that. That's kind of where you put Baby Dragon. With Night Witch, you just drop her at the bridge and go. She's like Knight, except way better because she's like two defenses. Like you have to defend her twice basically, unlike Knight.
Okay.
Knight in this deck is way more purely like, well, what is it? The
Ice Golem one.
Yeah. The Ice Golem one is better. Not better overall. Like they're both different, obviously, but Ice Golem's strength is that it can be played faster. You can do faster graveyard pushes. Obviously, the weakness is that you don't have the Knight. The Knight that can handle the graveyard. So when we think about that, the knight isn't really to do pushes with. The knight is more to defend, and to give your units a tank, a semi-tank, right? That can attack.
Yeah.
So don't think of the knight as like the knight is way more disposable than you think it actually is. I feel like sometimes when I play this deck, you feel like you always want to hold on to every card because you don't know when you need it. Don't feel like that. Just look for good trades in the game, and then try like I can't always tell you when the right time the graveyard is because it's kind of hard to know
Different
that.
situations and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But the general rule, like again, is graveyard when you can. Like let's say they overcommit with like minor battle ram, and then like on top of everything they zap you, right?
Yeah.
That's probably when you want a graveyard, even though you're low elixir. But if they don't, like, it's just such a small nuance. But like, let's say they don't zap you, they just minor battle rammed, and then you defended. Then you know that they have their spell. They are probably just trying to cycle to their next elixir pump. And if you graveyard, you give them a free pass to pump.
Yeah.
Right? So in that situation, you don't. But if they zap, it's that little tiny bit of an overcommitment that kills players.
Yeah.
So you want to be looking for small stuff like that. In the graveyard matchup, like let's say the mirror matchup, the small things are more like
if they like poison or something when they didn't need it.
Yeah. Like they poison an executioner, or let's say they tornado like your 2 cards at the bridge, but then they have to play like another card after that because they fuck up their NATO or something.
Yeah.
That's an overextension. Then maybe you don't have units to graveyard off of that, but then you know that the next play that you make is going to be a graveyard play.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, so you go ahead and share that first replay, and then like with everything that we just talked about in mind, we'll go over it.
Okay. Should I watch your screen or?
Yeah. I'll watch my screen.
Okay.
You can see it, right? I'm gonna full
move
screen
to the
it.
left a little. Okay, yeah, there you
go. So I know this was pretty weird. He doesn't have a pump. He has graveyard, but honestly, I feel like it makes his deck much weaker, even though it's like his surprise factor.
Yeah.
There were times I think you just got surprised. Like he just dropped 3 muskies at the bridge. I'm pretty sure you could have just countered it, but you let some damage get in. Oh, and there all the way toward the end, you weren't decisive enough in dropping graveyards and taking the game from him. You sat on 10 elixir with your graveyard in hand, and then you just graveyarded basically only the tower and poison, which you can defend because, which he can defend because like you don't have that extra damage to finish him off like log or anything.
Okay.
So so we'll definitely go over that as well. So this is fine, you know. You can't. There's no real other play that you can do. Night Witch. Just wait with your skeletons. It's fine. So how can you put the knight like that?
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry. You're kind of cutting out. Is your Wi-Fi okay?
Oh. I said I'm not really sure why I did it.
Yeah, like these these are the small moves that kills you, especially in this deck.
Yeah.
If this was against a real graveyard, he would drop his baby dragon, or his Night Witch in front of the executioner, would kill your knight, force you to play your baby dragon. His executioner takes it out, drops another card behind it, graveyards you, and takes your tower. You can't ever let like this situation happen, or if it does happen because you are unfortunate in your cycle, then you just have to give up that first card. You just have to give it up. Like this card dies because executioner just goes favorably into a Night Witch every single time. So you let this die and you Knight in a way where the tower starts to hit the execution and the Knight can tank it.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Yeah. And then, I mean, what happens is you do lose your Night Witch, which is 4 elixir, and he does retain his Executioner. But his Executioner eventually dies, and if he decides to back it up, you are on already a defensive mindset, and if he fucks up his offense or he goes too hard into you, then you can Graveyard. If everything works out normally, then you guys just both reset. And resetting is fine, because then like opening hands doesn't determine the game or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
All right. But even here, like, you're still committing even harder with the baby dragon. You don't need it. Just like wait for him to walk in.
Yeah.
I think this is whatever. Baby dragon got a hit. Yep, defend that. This is a situation where 10 out of 10 lower trophy players will Graveyard because they believe they have a Night Witch and a Graveyard. This Night Witch already took a hit. Okay. You are barely 5 elixir, not even 5 elixir yet. He can clean you up every single time. Do not Graveyard here. This is like a situation, like picture perfect situation where you do not Graveyard. This is like a trap. So this is not what it looks like. Oh, okay. Another thing. Oh yeah, I think right here, you put skeletons. You kind of throw away your skeletons, and then you kind of haphazardly clean it up. Yeah, and I think I have it in my notes somewhere around here, but where is it? Okay, so in general, your defense is like good against Graveyard when there's no real pressure. When you're pressured like this, like, okay, there's a baby dragon in my bridge, there's Graveyard on my tower, I have nothing on the board, like, what do I really do? You need to like really think about how you want to be setting out your defenses. Probably like always evaluating, all right, this guy can probably Graveyard me at like any moment, or like in just if you see cards that look like Graveyard, just like think about how you're gonna do your defense. Okay. In your hand right now, you have Xe, you have skeletons, you have Knight. The picture, like the best way to defend this would have been to play Xe here, skeletons over here, and then this, you cycle to your Knight if you want to. It's whatever. So if you go into the next game, right? You go into the next game. If you see this hand again, and you see a baby dragon coming toward you, you should know how to defend that then, if it ever happened to you. That's the point of it. Yeah. I'm not just saying like I think the trap that a lot of people fall into is like they'll be like, oh yeah, this is how you defend it, like here. In this situation, this is how you defend it. Yeah, that's how you defend it, but what about next time?
Yeah.
Distract the front unit and use your cheaper cards or better clearing graveyard cards on the graveyard. So I mean, you know how to defend it. It's just when the pressure is on. Yeah, that's like a picture perfect like crap. It's like shit. That's like that shit moment. You don't let the baby dragon touch your tower. The only time the baby dragon should ever touch your tower is if they force a tornado on you. Another situation, I think this is also another situation where you probably don't want a graveyard. Okay. Although it kind of works out because he doesn't have. I don't think he defends right. He could skeleton. I guess he has ice golem, but imagine like he had Knight.
Yeah, then he could have shut it down pretty easy.
Yeah, just like look at it. Look at it in slow motion.
And my troops didn't tank either.
Yeah. It doesn't look good because these a Knight and like a an almost dead knight and a full health executioner, yes, does not look like a good enough push when he already has his executioner out and ready for you. Yeah. So what happens is you just give up your first counter push, whatever. You just give this up, and you watch him walk down. He probably lets the executioner walk down, drops an ice golem on it, but you know he can't graveyard because he just graveyarded. So then you take out his executioner, and then you evaluate from there whether or not you can graveyard off of that. So it's like okay to just give up your pushes, and just wait for the better push to come along. Yeah, but this does end up getting good. I think just because like he doesn't actually drop his baby dragon. He doesn't actually tornado you back, and he kind of takes a bunch of damage. But I mean, it's not even like you're behind on elixir, but you equalize the damage. But he could have saved the. I don't know. He could have done both things, and they would have been right. Really. If I was him, like I would know that. If I was him, he's basically saying, I'm going to take the advantage, the elixir advantage, by giving you tower damage by not playing anything.
Yeah.
He should realize that and not go into a 3 musketeer push, but rather go into baby dragon graveyard. And then he could have done much more damage, but I don't think he realized that. That's the fault of going into that graveyard push. If you're playing against someone who realizes it, they'll punish you for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, on defense, you typically want your baby dragon on
for the graveyard.
On the graveyard, yeah.
Okay.
Because it can always live poison, cleans up better than almost all. Well, pretty much cleans up better than all of your units, and is always the best unit to like counterattack. It's like if there was a tier list, it would be baby dragon, then the night witch, then executioner, then knight.
Okay.
So here you should you can just drop night witch. Night witch cleans up 3 muskies.
Okay, yeah, kind of just like panicked.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, exactly. So here, there should be a sense of urgency to your play right now. You need to just drop baby dragon, graveyard, and go. Because one more is it. And see, like, there's no sense of urgency. Where's your baby dragon? Your graveyard is a little bit late. You're not casting poison already. You have tornado. You can tornado everything. If you don't get this tower right now, you lose.
Just poison,
yeah, you lose. So there was the opportunity for you to win.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the 3 muskies at the bridge kind of. If someone just drops 3 muskies at the bridge, just drop everything in your hand on them. You don't even have you have Night Witch. Night Witch literally cleans them up. Like Night Witch and skeletons, or Night Witch and Night. Just easy, and then you just counterattack off of it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go into another Grand Challenge game.
Okay.
And this one, we will talk through the games, and we'll sort of decide whether or not when we can graveyard, or what is how you're feeling. All right. So when you're playing through the game, just kind of give me updates on.
Okay.
Do you feel like you're ahead? Do you feel like you're behind? Can you do it? Can you not? Stuff like that.
I hopped into a game.
All right. Yeah, but it's totally fine to wait. So. If you want to go, you can just drop Knight or Baby Dragon. He's just not playing anything. Just drop another card behind. Yeah, perfect. Let it walk up, and I guess you got an AFK.
He's scared. He saw EsoPa in the clan name. Oh, there's the knight. Near a knight. That was weird.
I'm not sure if there's anything much to analyze there, but
yeah,
just go 3 crown him, I guess. But that opening that you did, you just drop knight and then you drop baby dragon. That's really strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very standard too. Like there are a lot of standard pushes. There is Night Witch, Knight, Baby Dragon, Baby Dragon, Executioner. And these, like, it doesn't look strong when you're playing it, but if you were to reverse it and you play against it, it becomes much more threatening. It looks a lot more threatening.
Yeah. This is so funny.
MVP deck. MVP deck.
Alright, so I'll hop into another one.
Yeah, just hop into another one.
Okay. So, like, do you punish for that pump?
Yeah, you drop your baby dragon if you have it in the same spot like before. You typically want to go to the edge because it'll get.
Okay.
It's fine. You need to graveyard and poison that pump. Poison the pump and try to get as far. Yeah. You're forced to do that. This is you know what deck this is, right? Yep.
Yeah.
So let's see. You need your Night Witch. Okay. Now you then you if you put execution, then you need your tornado. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, fuck.
All right. He just takes your tower from that tornado. You're gonna have to try and clean this up.
Yeah.
Okay. That is fine. That is fine. Which OP? So you know that you're behind. You need to just sit back and wait. The way that you can win this game is you have to build up a whole ton of counterattacking units if he goes too aggressive. He doesn't.
So, like,
you
punish
need,
that again?
yeah, but you need to go faster. You can't just drop Knight at the back. If you see the pump and you don't have a card out, you need to just drop it at the bridge and go.
But he plays Golem.
That's fine. Graveyard into it. Graveyard into it and poison.
You play Graveyard in the corner like this? Or no?
No, you put it on the tower.
Okay.
That's too far, because you need the damage on the tower as well.
And that poison is probably an overcommit. Whatever.
So he played that really dumbly. Or he just AFK'd. Well, just cycle. You use your elixir. Use elixir. Just go kill him. And we'll quickly go over this one before going to the next one. I This is kind of not how it should have went, but I guess you kind of got lucky. Alright, so he's stacking a bunch of units on the right lane. Stack units on the right lane as well. Yeah, just like that. Try not to play into lightning. Careful that Night Witch on the left. Yeah, perfect, perfect.
Good.
Okay, so you can, oh no. Drop user elixir, yeah, and just graveyard him. Cycle. Get back to your graveyard, yeah. You kill him before he kills you. Tornado, make sure that a golem doesn't pop on your tower. If he gets one swing, pops on your tower with the lightning, you lose.
Okay.
Okay.
So do we share that?
Yeah. Share that replay. Okay. You here?
Yeah.
Alright. So, in situations with pumps, you, just by nature of the matchup, they will outcycle you. You need to get damage and you need to hold down the pump, even though it puts you behind. So,
Okay.
as soon as you see this, you should be dropping Night Witch Graveyard, and if you can't poison, it's whatever. Because, like, unfortunately, that's where your cycle is. Or, like, if you see that, I guess, like, you can also put the Knight here. Like, anywhere but here, if they put a pump. Don't put it here, don't put it here. Put it here, and you go into a graveyard push. Poison is a plus.
Yeah. Okay. I think I put the Knight down like right at the same time as his pump, or else I would have put it at the bridge, I think.
Yeah. With baby dragons, you always want them in the corner as well. Like, this is just kind of standard for all air units. You don't want them in the middle. I think in the middle is like pretty much like reserved for Mega Minion. Because then I don't know why, but Mega Minion likes to shift his focus a lot. Putting it in middle here is like actually okay. So from experience, I think that putting Night Witch down is a lot better. Because just she's kind of broken right now, and she'll almost single-handedly take out a golem, and then you can probably NATO. Probably you want Night Witch. She'll tank the baby dragon a little bit, deal damage to the golem. They can't take out your Night Witch right away. You can either tornado everything back, or you can use the next 3 elixir on the Knight. But the thing about the executioner is that it costs 5.
Yeah.
And that it doesn't really clean up everything unless you also have NATO with it. It would have cleaned it up if you didn't NATO, but unfortunately you're playing this meta, and this meta everyone runs NATO.
Yeah.
It was still a really good move on him. So
yeah, it was a good play.
Here, when this happens to you as a graveyard player, your mentality has to switch to being ultra super defensive unless they pump. If they pump, then you go in like a madman. Same way.
Okay.
If they feel like they can just 3-crown you, a lot of people just make the mistake of dropping skeletons, drop golem, start stacking units, and understand that some of them will be lightninged. That's fine. You just play into that and you just keep going into the push.
Okay. So again, I think we kind of played it at the same time, or I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, you just kind of do that. So he does pump and a golem. Oh, this is what you don't want to do.
Okay.
You want the graveyard like if there's a pump, you do want a graveyard like you know in a smaller
Like
radius, right?
okay.
Like normal graveyard that kind of looks like this.
Yeah.
Well, if there's a pump, you kind of do it like this, yeah. But you
Yeah.
need the graveyard to be touching the tower.
Okay.
It's too centralized if it's like this, because then all they have to
It's
do
like
is
the baby
put
dragon.
yeah,
Yeah.
just set the baby dragon and it's whatever. Then that's looks a lot more terrible. He kind of freaks out, like I don't know, he hits lag or something,
Yeah.
and then from here the game kind of doesn't matter. But you need more urgency when you're sitting at 10 and you're against like a golem. You kill golem faster than golem kills you,
Yeah.
unless the golem is already at your doorstep and has a whole bunch of units behind it. Then you probably lose. But when the situation looks like this, you need to just all in.
Okay.
Even if the golem is played into the same lane, drop your cards and just go.
Okay.
In a situation of like this is like a regular game and it's 1-1 like 1-1 crown tower, you don't go until they play golem.
And
Until
then you punish
then,
it for him.
yeah, yeah, like until then you threaten. Like
Okay.
let's say you drop like knight in the middle. When people drop cards in the middle, it means like, hey, look at this knight. If you drop like if they drop golem here, then you can just all in this lane.
Yeah.
If you drop knight here and it walks this way and they're like whatever, it's a knight, and they drop golem here, then you just all in with the knight, right?
Okay.
But you need to feel the sense of urgency with graveyard.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So whenever you're ready, you can go into the next game.
Okay. All right, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
And like now, can I NATO off of this? I mean, graveyard.
Looks perfect to me. Good, 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 good. The wrong move would have been to poison.
Okay.
You know why, right?
Does he have pump and 3 musk?
Yeah. You see minion horde, battle ram, miner.
Yeah.
There's a pump coming. Cycle your cards, use your elixir, threaten the left side. Just drop a card in the middle, and then you can poison whenever you want for that pump, really. Yep, exactly. So now you threaten the left side, and he can drop 3 muskies, so just be careful of that. That's why you don't really want to overextend. Just like that, you don't graveyard here.
Yeah. So now,
Yeah,
executioner.
start setting up your defense. Good. Be careful on the left side. You know that he's gonna. Okay, he battle rams. Good night. You're gonna have to
Just
let
take
that.
damage.
Yeah, you're gonna have to just take that damage. That's fine. Don't graveyard off of this. You know that you can't. He has 2 options. He can pump, which then you just take his left tower, or he can go all in on you right now. Put a unit into the lane that's lower. Okay, I guess that's fine too.
Should I punish that pump? Like
You
baby dragon.
just wanna, yeah. Go. You wanna punish it. Okay, that's fine. Graveyard the left lane. You need to make decisions. You're gonna take that left tower. That's fine. You have NATO. Defend that muskie. Don't let it lock onto the tower. Start thinking about the right lane. You need to go all in on the right now. Yeah. Baby dragon. Poison, yeah. Since you have no direct damage. Good. You can't graveyard. Protect your middle. Oh. Against this deck, you need to be dropping in the middle. Just preemptively. Okay. Good, good. Baby dragon. Defend for your life. Okay. That's fine.
Alright.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
Three Musketeers obviously does very well. It's the most consistent deck against Graveyard right now. It's definitely winnable, but it's hard. So
Yeah.
let's go over that replay. So while we're watching, we'll just like discuss when do you think we could have gone. At what points do you think we can identify the deck? What do we hold? Like when do we hold poison? When do we use it? When do we NATO? How do we set up our defense when we don't have poison and they have three musketeers? How do I posture? Right? Like I'm telling you to drop knights in the middle, but like in what direction and why? Why am I putting units into the lower health tower lane? Right? Like, so we're just gonna go over all of it. I think it has all of that in this one game. And if you want to beat three muskies with this deck, it's kind of needed to know. So you need to really, I don't know. How do I describe it? Against three muskies, this deck, the game sort of plays out in like cycles. If you in losses against three musketeers, they get to play their cycle over and over and over again. That's where you lose. Your job as the graveyard player is to disrupt that and to make them play to your tempo.
Okay.
So he drops Battle Ram.
I think I just gotta knight it, huh?
Yeah, you could just knight and tornado.
Okay.
Execution on its own, it does not take care of it. Baby Dragon on its own does not take care of it, but you have the answer. Like, no matter what opening hand you have, you should always have the answer. Like, Night Witch on its own takes out Battle Ram. Knight Skeleton takes out Battle Ram. Baby Dragon Skeleton takes out Battle Ram. Anything plus Tornado takes out Battle Ram. Okay?
Yeah.
So you need to be thinking quickly. But here, he basically gets to play his thing, whatever. And you asked right here, like, does this look like a good graveyard push? He threw 4 elixir into you to start, got some damage. So in return for that damage, in return for that play, I think that you can graveyard.
Okay.
I mean, like, why wouldn't you graveyard here, right? What else does your hand tell you that you can do?
Poison or NATO, Baby Dragon.
You can let this die and then start like another push. You got to get really comfortable with that. Like, if you don't graveyard off of this, then you probably graveyard off the next push, because then you have to cycle through your cards.
Yeah.
But if you decide to graveyard here, then you are already cycling to get back to another graveyard, and you put pressure on them. If he puts minion horde here, a lot of people would just poison this. When you this does die, yes, but they probably
it still kills a lot.
Yeah. They still clean up, and they could just zap out the rest of the skeletons. Then they can pump.
Yeah.
But in general, that was just a really good NATO. And you get even more value because he just plays into you. So here you should feel pretty damn confident.
Yeah.
This is the point in the game like where I'm talking about cycles with the Three Musketeer deck. You can think of it like they have 2 options. They can pump or they can play Three Muskies. Or they can I'm saying like 2 options. They can pump, they can 3 musky, or they can do something else. That something else is typically gonna look like minor minion horde, goblin gang, minor battle ram minion. Like anything
Yeah.
else to cycle. But basically, it means cycle or pump. In this position, because you have all the damage on the tower, if you tell him to his face, if you pump, if he plays pump over here, I will take your tower, or I'll respond to you with like poison, like on your pump or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But you make them stay on their toes. You don't give them free pumps.
Okay.
I guess I would say the common thread here is you are making them react to you. You don't let them get free things ever.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So if I were you right now, I'd be dropping like skeletons or baby dragon or night witch into the left lane. So he pumps. If you had, like, let's say you go with the night witch move, you put night witch at the back. I think you do. You play knight in front of her. You're back at graveyard. You can graveyard the left tower. You can graveyard. You pretty much only want to graveyard the left tower. That's where the series of moves leads you. Or
Okay.
you can decide to poison this pump, but you don't play anything on the left side.
Okay.
Do you see that?
Yeah. And you wouldn't like attack the pump with the graveyard?
You would, like, the other way. Oh yeah, you could also do baby dragon, knight, graveyard, and poison.
Yeah.
That's fine too.
Okay.
Um, I think like in general, you just want to be decisive. You just want to know what you want to do. So
Yeah.
either you set up a push on the left side, you poison the pump by itself, or you set up a graveyard push.
Okay.
I know, like in game, I think we said we could drop Night Witch and then we could poison. It's probably the
Yeah.
bad move. Now that
Okay.
we look back, because we kind of needed this Night Witch on defense, but still, like I think we just need to make our decisions a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So think about it like in a decision making tree. If he pumps here, like what do I do? If he doesn't pump, then my plan will probably be to defend and then counterattack. If he pumps, then I want to do either X or X or X or Y.
Okay.
If this happens again in the future, we'll think about doing baby dragon unit graveyard poison if a pump is behind the tower. If the same situation happens, like maybe next time I'll try Night Witch, Night Graveyard Poison, and then like we'll see where that kind of goes. All right, so how is your defense here? So he does minor your executioner. I'd honestly say maybe Baby Dragon would have been a little bit nicer here.
Instead of the knight.
Yeah, instead of the Knight. Knight is a little underwhelming when a battle ram is kind of involved. And I guess it's a little bit unfortunate that he caught you right here too.
Yeah, and he had zap for the skeletons.
Yeah. This is still winnable, by the way. This is kind of what happens to like every graveyard player when they're forced to overextend. I think this happens because we played the Night Witch.
Yeah.
That's how big that like decision is. We play Night Witch and then we poison. If we had kept Night Witch, I'm pretty sure we have like a tower maybe like 1600, 1500.
Instead of 2 halfway.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know why it would be bad the graveyard here, right?
I mean,
Would you graveyard here?
no, I don't think so. Maybe. But yeah, probably wouldn't. Because
You
they could just distract the executioner and stuff.
Yeah, if you want the execution to be strong, you need tornado.
Okay.
If you want graveyard to be strong, you need poison. You have neither.
Yeah.
And besides, the damage that you want is on this tower. The thing about graveyard is, if he overextends without pumps, you can defend like a tower to the death. Like the only thing that is an X factor is his spell, zap, and minor. But you can defend everything else because you have NATO, you have Baby Dragon, Night Witch.
Yeah.
That's why, like, even when your tower is down this much against 3 muskies, you can always come back.
Yeah.
The problem comes when you give up too much or you don't set up your defense right, and then Battle Ram comes in. Alright, so here, one of the reasons why I say place like a unit toward your lower health tower is because like if he all-ins you right then and there, you kind of catch him. Everyone always looks at the lower tower.
Yeah.
So just dropping like a Baby Dragon here or dropping like a Night Witch here is fine, I think. Besides, like, Baby Dragon Night Witch is a really good push, and it doesn't hurt you either way. So let's say you drop Night Witch here. You know, then we go back to the decision tree. 3 Musketeers plays in cycles, so what can they do? They can either drop 3 Musketeers. This guy has no pump, so it's not a very optimal move. It's still probably the best move for him, because it's 3 Musketeers and you at a certain point you stop pumping. Honestly, you really do stop pumping.
Yeah, you do.
Or he can pump, at which point you do have a Night Witch and you can go into a push or a Baby Dragon. Just take his tower if he makes like a big blunder like that. Or he can attack using no 3 muskies, like Minion Horde, Battle Ram, Minion Horde, Miner.
Yeah.
So knowing that, this move by putting a unit into your lower health tower covers most of that. It covers actually all of it.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
You see the reasoning behind it?
Yeah, it's just like safety, kind of like I don't know.
Yeah, like you give yourself the most options to outplay, basically.
Yeah.
While keeping yourself safe. If you put the Night Witch into the left lane, you do set yourself up for a push into the weaker tower, but it's very obvious.
Yeah, they know you're gonna try to push.
Yeah. A lot of yeah, exactly, and you leave your lower health tower open.
Okay.
So you see pump. You need your sense of urgency like right now. You need to kill him, or because you cannot control this pump when you don't have a unit into this lane already. And if you
should I
should
I have Baby Dragon Graveyard on the pump side?
On the weaker tower side. You should be going for a win right now.
Okay.
Because like if you were to poison this pump, then the cycle of 3 Musketeers starts again. And unless you feel very confident defending it, then it's probably not the right move. If you feel confident in going in for the long haul, and you feel very like much like you can defend a 729 HP tower down a pump, basically, then it's fine. But if you can't, then the only way to do this is to go for this tower with the Night Witch in this lane. If the Night Witch is over here, then you can control this pump, and it's fine move.
Okay.
So you need it all in here. But the problem with all in is you still got to defend this. He's not going to let you all in for free. I've lost a lot like this on ladder as well. These to like minion horde miner and stuff like that. As soon as the dust settles, he actually could have just dropped the muskies on you and killed you. You need to just drop units in the middle. Doesn't really matter what. Even if it puts you behind, like at least you don't like lose now. You lose like later, but
Yeah.
all right. So do you have any like questions so far?
I think we covered a lot of it.
It's like a lot of on the site, no, on the
Yeah, it's just
spot decision
so
making.
situational.
Yeah. What is it? But it's also a lot of thinking beforehand.
Yeah,
Like looking into like not looking to the future, but like predicting what they want to do.
yeah, knowing how to like to counter that and then the graveyard.
Exactly. Uh, that helps you so much when if you go up against a mirror of your deck because you play it, you should know what the optimal pushes look like for them, and you should know what they want to do. When you know
Okay.
what they want to do, you know exactly how to stop it, and then you know exactly what you need to do after that.
Yeah.
You know that a graveyard mirror matchup wins at the bridge, like or like off of one misplay of like a unit positioning, because then you just start to play that whole game of I play unit A, no, you play unit A, I play unit B. My unit B is better in the long run, and then it forces you to go through a series of uncomfortable moves, and then I graveyard you.
Yeah, I see.
If you see that situation play out, then you go with that. Then you know it's a winning situation. Uh, Against three muskies, you know that you need to control the pumps. You know that you need to be the proactive player so that they aren't the ones who are just pumping on you constantly.
Yeah.
You need to know when to hold your cards, like poison, and how to set up your pushes. Set up your defenses with like Night Witch, Night whatever, Tornado, and understand that like they have to make they're always making like a decision to what to do next. Like either they can pump, they can do a small push with minor battle ram minor, no sorry, battle ram minion horde, etc., or they can play three muskies.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
depending on what they do there, that's what you react to.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
And it applies across like the matchups in general. Just you want to apply that kind of thinking to
Any deck, like I don't know if they Golem, if they pump or whatever.
yeah, exactly. Like I don't know what's another meta deck right now that's like in Grand Challenge. I don't know Expo. Like let's take Expo for example. Let's do this with Expo. So you're playing against Expo. This version is actually weaker against Expo because you don't have Bowler, right? You don't have
Yeah.
E-Wiz or anything. So how are you gonna defend it? They drop, let's say, like a Mega Minion at the back, and then it walks up. You play Executioner. Um, you know that when you see Mega Minions, it can either be Golem, it can be Expo, it can be Lavaloon. So the best move to play here would probably be to play Executioner, right? Executioner eats Mega Minion, and if they go into whatever push it is, like with Mega Minion Lava Hound, then they play into an Executioner.
Yeah.
If they play Golem, but they most likely can't play Golem because they're gonna pump. Let's move on to the next example. Expo, then you know that you have to play like Night Witch, Night, Baby Dragon, anything quickly
Yeah.
so that your execution is protected and you can defend against Expo.
Yeah.
So you see what they want to do. You see what just from like watching one card or whatever. It helps you so much in the long run. In this game, you saw Knight. I mean, sorry, you saw Miner. You saw Goblin Gang. You saw Minion Horde. Told you pump, then you can hold your. You know, you have your set plans for later.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
Alright, so I got time for another game, if you want to go into it.
Okay, sure. Okay, I'm in.
Alright.
Oh, I'm playing my clanmate.
He's your clanmate?
Yeah.
Feels bad, man.
Alright, so do I punish? No, I don't have graveyard.
Cycle. Or poison. Either one. But you need to do something.
Okay.
If you can poison off the bat without playing the knight, it's even better.
So executioner in the back.
Yeah. You see Pump Night Witch is probably Golem, right? Oh, giant. You want a tornado more backwards. As far back as possible. Oh, that's interesting. You don't have anything?
Oh, lag. Lag.
You can drop the knight directly on top of the prince to redirect.
Okay.
Yeah. If you put him to the side, he will keep attacking. Kind of think of it like Ely Barbarians. Have you done that? Dropping knight on top of Ely Barbarians?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Yep. Play your card, threaten. You know that that tower is basically dead, so you want to go into that. Do you have Night Witch? Yeah, you actually want to drop a card in front. Okay, that's fine. The NATO might have been too much, though. I don't think you needed the NATO. Because I think you're going to need the NATO now. You might live on the graces of Night Witch, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta pay your respects to the broken card.
I'm just gonna give him that tap.
Mm-hmm. You still need to take care of it. Just like dropping skeletons onto that is fine.
Yep.
You want a graveyard off of this push here? So, your goal is basically to take this tower. If he lets you have it, he doesn't let you have it. Your deck stacks up so much better against his, as long as you don't give him insane value. You just need to go. Yeah, the 11 seconds up. Get to poison. Ooh, so close. Okay. You see, like, every time he plays Giant, he's basically giving you 5 free elixir. That's why this deck eats his alive. He's stacking up against you. Stack your cards up. Yep. You should have NATO, and that's beautiful. Keep playing your cards. And off of this, you can just do another graveyard push, or you can decide to hit the middle, whichever one. It's fine. So you see a lot of cards stacked up on the right. Play your Xe in the middle. Or yeah, your cards in the middle. Get to your tornado. Make sure your cards live. NATO everything away. Good. Yep. You don't have to use that baby dragon. You don't have to. You can just set up another push here. In a 1-1 scenario, it's better to graveyard first and then drop a card right into the middle. That way, you give your graveyard a lot of time to set up. Good. Your Night Witch should be saved for Giant. Make sure it doesn't get a hit by NATOing it. Alright, so now graveyard, Knight in the middle. Yeah. Graveyard first. Poison. Perfect. Good game.
Alright. I don't even think I would have lost that first tower if I didn't lag the skeletons.
Yeah. So how does that feel? Does it feel better?
Yeah, I'm getting like more used to like knowing how to, like, I guess, read them and like know what to do in the situations.
Yeah. It just takes like it's like actively learning. We're like actively learning it. We're looking at the games and we're making sure that we understand the points that we didn't before.
Yeah.
Right? And we're always going over it. That's what like real learning is. Oh. Okay. So let's go through this replay. So I will probably, just overlook that network lag. It's whatever. But when you're playing giant against giant, like anything, golem, anything, like just tanks, this deck eats it because it acts like splash yard. It just builds up over and over and over again, and always will counterattack you. Especially with NATO Night Witch, it's too strong. It's just not very good combinations right now, and it's really hard to eliminate your units, especially for him where he was running like giant poison zap. Poison's not going to be taking out Executioner any day.
Yeah.
So knowing that, like, your goal is to make sure that he doesn't just take your tower. If he takes your tower, then your goal is like you need to take his tower to bring it into a 1-1, because you know that eventually you always win as long as he doesn't take your tower and close out the game for some reason.
So right here I should have just poisoned right off the bat.
Yeah. If you can't graveyard because it's not in your hand, just poison. It's fine. You just have to accept that you'll be behind, and you need to play from behind. Play like you're from behind, which you are, and it's just due to opening hands. It's like whatever. RNG.
Yeah.
So the knight wasn't necessary, but now you know, right? If a pump comes out and you don't have it, poison. Because what happens here, he does eat your 3 elixir, and then he's able to do a counter push off of it. I think a lot of the points in this game, you kind of live off the graces of like Night Witch and stuff, and the strength of this deck.
Yeah.
But you don't want to rely on stuff like that. With NATO, you want to be pulling it as far away as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. And here comes your thing, the thingy. Yeah, you drop right on top of the model of the prince and you make a redirect.
Okay.
Also, with graveyard, when one tower is, when both towers are down, you push the same way as giant graveyard does. Essentially, you graveyard in the middle, like you center the graveyard. So I'm just gonna come back here, but later.
Okay.
You center the graveyard, unlike regular graveyarding like one tower. This is a regular graveyard against a 1/1 tower. You graveyard like this.
Okay.
To give it the most surface area.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
And you always drop graveyard first and then the unit. Because graveyard has a wind-up time, it means...
yeah, so...
Yeah,
until...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're... do you know the trick with, like, Goblin Barrel Miner? You send Goblin Barrel first and then the Miner. Because, like, the travel distance... The travel duration of Goblin Barrel is actually longer than Miner. So if you throw the Goblin Barrel first, the Miner actually reaches the tower, but it reduces that, like, time frame when they're both on the tower.
Yeah.
So it maximizes your damage. It actually means that you get more damage.
Okay, yeah, I see.
This is the exact same thing. This is the exact same concept. Alright, let's go back to 147. If I'm saying like anything, just like always feel free to
Ask questions.
Yeah. Just ask question. Okay. So, what do you think you want to do here?
Executioner in the back. Just see if he like pumps or places giant.
But why the executioner over the baby dragon?
I don't know.
I would actually say you want to play baby dragon because remember what we said earlier. If you want to drop a card in a neutral situation, you want to favor knight and baby dragon over night witch and executioner.
Okay.
Executioner is much better on defense into offense.
You got more value.
Yeah, than offense into offense, right? By putting him neutrally, he does stop a unit, but this guy didn't play any units yet. He's not obligated to feel like this executioner has any pressure. But the baby dragon is less so that ultimate defense card. I mean, it's great against graveyard. I would say against graveyard, you want to hold baby dragon. But in this matchup, it's better to poke with baby dragon and see what he has or threaten graveyard. Like baby dragon is fast and won't let your elixir just like build up. But executioner will. Executioner, if you think about it, if you place it, it will force you to drop baby dragon as well. But
I see.
Playing baby dragon here, it'll run up, and then you have the option to graveyard. If he pumps, you can just set up an executioner graveyard poison push or whatever if you want. If you or you can just go into a full-on push on the left side. But I would say the baby dragon gives you way more options. And on top of that, you get to save Executioner with Tornado on defense. Because you know what deck he has. He's playing like... Yeah. You destroy his pushes if you have Executioner graveyard. So, the reason why I say like you can actually graveyard into this push, because when they have a tank coming at you, the graveyard doesn't get as much damage, obviously, because the giant is tanking everything. But you're not really going for damage with this graveyard. You're kind of doing it more to get elixir from him. Force him to not pump, right? When you graveyard here, you're not looking for damage. You stack units at the bridge. The units at the bridge kill off the giant, and then they go onto the tower. If in the situation that it doesn't kill off the giant, it's because he's putting elixir at the bridge. When he puts elixir at the bridge, it means that he's not putting elixir at his tower.
Okay.
Or if he's doing all of it, then you definitely know that he cannot pump.
Yeah. Okay.
And like every one of those situations favors you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Favors you. So like, why not do it?
Yeah.
The easy way to think about this is like, let's say you don't graveyard here. What do you do then?
Just baby dragon in the back.
Yeah, but when you baby dragon at the back then and you give up your executioner, what then can he do? What then does he just pump. Do, right? Yeah, he can pump or he can just go into a push. Yeah. But when you do stuff like this, you let him dictate,
decide what he wants to do.
Exactly. You don't want that. You don't want to make them feel comfortable. Make them fight for everything.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, like, I say that in this situation because we're even. I think you and him are even. In a situation where you're behind, like in a Three Musketeer, you have to let them kind of do the thing, but you're also going to be aware of what you do if he makes a move, right?
Yeah.
I said it kind of convolutedly, but or confusingly, but I hope you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So he stacks everything at the bridge, and this deck destroys that.
Yeah.
Can counterattack off of it. So here, like, it's graveyard, night, go, and poison. Okay. Just simple as that. So when we know what the right answer is, then we look at how we did it in this game, and then we compare it. When you put it at the bridge here, it's slower.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we fast forward and we get to the point where you do it right, you drop... Well, I mean, you drop night and then graveyard. But it's still small. It's like getting there. Improvement. You just see more damage kind of go through. It's like faster.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's way more of immediate effect. Graveyard urgency. So to, I guess, review. Oh wait. Yeah, hello. Sorry, I had to get something. Yeah, so to reiterate, general rules to graveyard, like we learned. Your goal is to stack units, counterattack when you have the tools available to deal damage, or that you cannot be punished off of the graveyard.
Okay.
You have multiple ways to attack, and you need to think about which way is most efficient in each situation. This spans across all matchups, and you need to start becoming really good at, or really aware of thinking about what your opponent wants to do in relation to what you want to do.
Okay.
They want to pump, then you stop their pumping. If they want to attack, then you anticipate their attack and think about how you want to set up your defense in a most optimal way to start up another graveyard push. Everything comes back to, how do I get back to my strong graveyard push, like my a graveyard push that'll actually get me damage.
Yeah. Okay.
It's okay to let a push die in favor of setting up another one that looks more promising. Even if you have an executioner, maybe executioner isn't the best card to graveyard with. The best cards to graveyard with in this deck are Night Witch and Baby Dragon, because Night Witch is OP. Baby Dragon is easily gets like game-breaking damage if you're able to tornado everything to the tower and get her AoE damage on the tower, right?
Yeah.
It's a game-breaking. You actually get like more damage off of that than graveyard itself. 1/1 situations, graveyard then night, graveyard then whatever unit in the middle. It's fine. Feel a sense of urgency when people make moves. Don't let your elixir float. If you're at 10, you're probably doing something wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything else? Is there anything else you're having trouble with?
Not that I can really think of. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Went over a lot.
All right. I hope I gave you a lot to think about then.
Yeah.
And yeah, just keep going on with the challenges and keep playing it. The worst decks for this are 3 Musketeers. 3 Musketeers is like a nightmare. If you're able to win it, it's probably because they suck and you're good. The meta will change kind of soon, but not really. This deck will still reign supreme, I almost guarantee. The only change here is that most likely you're going to be running Zap very soon because of the bats. But learning Graveyard is going to be really good. I was forced to learn it because it's too meta to not know it. If you don't know it, then you're
at a disadvantage.
Yeah, you're really gimped if you're not able to bring out Graveyard. I think what really pushed my Graveyard play up, because I was not a good Graveyard player, trust me. I would just drop shit at the bridge and Graveyard and think that it was OP. I think like understanding Tornado really helped me. When I watched your games, I could tell that you're a little bit uncomfortable with Tornado.
Uh,
Play other decks that use Tornado that aren't Graveyard. If if I were to give you a deck, like play Hog Cycles with Tornado. You know, the Mekon deck on ladder that he uses. Sorry, like, wait. It's on it. This,
Yeah.
like, learn to use this, abuse this Tornado, learn it inside and out. I'm telling you this, even though, like, maybe when the balance changes drop, the Tornado becomes, like, crap because I don't know, I doubt it, but learn how to use this card and become really comfortable with it, and then apply it back to this deck. Like, Tornado with Baby Dragon is the easiest combo to pull off. Tornado with Execution is a little bit more weirder. I don't know why. I think it's just a little bit more weirder. And then just like trying different types of pushes to see which one is most effective. I usually find that the pushes that really work for me are Night Witch, like anything Baby Dragon. Usually Executioner is not good in a graveyard push. I always find that he's too clunky. Night Witch is super good. Knight for me has always been more of a defensive card in this deck. Try playing with Ice Golem as well to see whether or not you like them differently.
Okay.
And try this deck without Baby Dragon. Like, you don't even have to play with Baby Dragon. There are versions of this that use like archers, Mega Minion, and it'll help you learn just to play Graveyard a little bit better, I think.
Okay.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, if you have any other questions, just message me on Twitter or Skype.
Okay.
Yeah, and the VOD will be up probably by tomorrow or tonight, one of them.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, see you, bro.